Hello everyone. Hello, thank you for joining. Thanks everyone for joining for this amazing cause, for this noble cause. So, as you already probably know, like what you have seen in the description or in the LinkedIn post or whatever we have shared so far. So, this particular live stream will be about a fundraiser that we are doing together to help Sarvesh, a student from India, to raise money for his mother's treatment, and she's fighting through cancer. So I thought it will be a good support from all of us if we could just join, if we could just contribute, even if you cannot donate, even if you have some financial struggles, you can still support by sharing this stream with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family members. And the more people join, the more ad revenue it will generate, and I will be able to generate all the money for this cause, for our mother's treatment. Okay, and uh, to help me with this cause, we have an amazing content creator. He needs no introduction, but we have Abhishek Virmala with us today to support this course and to answer all of your questions related to cloud and DevOps. So thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining us. How are you?
Hello, hi Piyush bhai. Hello everyone. Yeah, I'm doing great. And first of all, thank you so much for supporting a cause. And honestly, I think you brought meaning to the live session. I've been doing a lot of live sessions, but I'm super excited with this live stream so that we can also help people with the questions, and we can also help Sarvesh mother directly or indirectly. So
Yes, definitely, Abhishek,
thank
definitely.
you
So
so
what we
much
are trying to do
for
now.
making me a part of this.
No. It's all a pleasure, and I'm sure all the viewers will also be finding this a valuable session now that you are also here. And so we are trying to kill two birds with one bow, right? We are trying to help someone raise the money for his mother's treatment, as well as we are here for the community to answer any question and any doubts you have related to cloud DevOps, career guidance, and anything like that. So we are here, and we see a lot of people have already joined. We have more than 100 people watching this live stream now, which is a great number. And so I think we can start. And like usually when I do a live stream or any podcast with someone, I usually start with the with the introduction. But we have someone over here who don't need any introduction in cloud and DevOps space. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna introduce him because everyone knows him better than anyone. So we can start with the start, and we have one first super thanks from Vikas. So he has donated 449. Thank you so much, Vikas. Please, like I said, like there are people who said, how can I contribute to this cause? So link is in the description of all the account details. There are fundraiser details. You can directly pay to from the UPI. And if somehow if you are not able to donate, what you can do, you can still support the cause by
Hmm.
sharing this stream with multiple people. And all the revenue that we generate today from this stream, it will all be donated. So you can
Uh,
support without even paying anything from your side. Yes, Abhishek, please go ahead.
Piyush bhai, which is the better mode of support? Like, uh, is the UPI better mode of supporting the family, or is the fundraiser
I guess
program?
fundraiser will be better because when you contribute to a fundraiser, they also contribute from their side. Like uh, they are using milab.org for the fundraiser, right? So the all the payment that will be collected as part of this cause, so they will, I guess, add 8% additional on top of whatever is collected. So if
Awesome.
you if someone can donate, please try to donate the fundraiser, but we have the other means of donation as well, right? So
Perfect.
you can do that. Okay. So again, thank you, Vikas, and thank you. So Satya and everyone. You can find the details in the description section. Please check it out. Okay. So let's take the question. And this is not a question. This is an appreciation note for Abhishek. I was able to change my post job because of Abhishek. Got 60% plus hike. Major shift in career. Thanks, man. Abhishek, you want to say anything?
Yeah, amazing, great, Vikas. I mean, firstly, getting 60% hike is also great, and you have also transitioned your career into DevOps. Yeah, just keep learning, keep sharing whatever you have got from YouTube. I hope you will carry forward that learnings to the community back.
Okay, amazing, amazing. So yeah, great. Congratulations once again. And I guess this is also for you, Acharya Deva. So
Both of us.
good to see. And yes, Hemant, thank you so much. Hemant is saying great to see you guys in a single frame. Yes, we have been, recording some videos together for quite some time. So there'll be in my Kubernetes series that is currently ongoing. So there'll be a special video that we have recorded together. Abhishek contributed a lot to that, so stay tuned for that, and you will be amazed by the content, amazed by the knowledge that he shared. Okay, Aditya, Dronacharya, and Bhishma. No, that's a little too much, Aditya. But yes, we'll take that as a compliment. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mhm.
One thing. Please do not spam the comment section.
Yes, yes,
Just post your comment once, and Piyush will definitely pick that comment. Spamming will not help anyone.
yes, correct. Oh, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Vikas, I guess no, not Vikas. Vikas, we have taken Kaushik. I guess that was for you. Like, please don't spam the comment section. Yes, we'll take your question. Okay, don't worry. So we have a lot of people already waiting in the backstage. I guess it'll be good if we start adding them and we can take the questions. Okay. Okay. Let's add Abhinash first. Hello, Abhinash. How are you? Hi. Can you hear us, Abhishek? Abhinash? I guess you are on mute if you are trying to speak something, or maybe we can add you again later on. Okay, let me add Sunil as well. Hello, Sunil.
Hi Piyush.
Hello, Sunil. How are you? Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks Piyush. Well, I was not expecting that you will pick me up. Let me on my camera.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, try to turn on your camera. It would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi Abhishek. Sunil this
Hi.
side.
Hi.
Yeah. well, I watch your videos continuously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you have a
it's
question, Sunil?
uh yes. Well, like I have question to Abhishek and both
Yeah.
of you. I actually. So I
Yeah.
want to just know that is the DevOps is like overcrowded right, nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
If someone want to switch their career into DevOps
Mm-hmm.
from non-IT to IT,
Okay.
can it will be the a good choice for them to switch career into DevOps?
Yeah. Great question.
Mm,
See, I'll tell you one thing. Okay.
mm,
Uh, when there are more number of people trying to do something, that itself means that there is something special in that. Like, why do a lot of people go for UPSC, or why would a lot of people try for something? Because they know that there is a future in that, or that is something to target. Now, second question, you know not everyone who is trying to get there is your competition. Okay. If you are looking at the number of people who are trying to get into DevOps, yes, the number is high. But how many people are dedicated? How many people are actually learning from the fundamentals? How many people are actually doing a lot of practice? Only they are your competition, right? So don't
yes,
look at
yes.
the number of people who are watching the videos, or don't look at number of. Make one thing clear, that you are very dedicated to what you're learning. Okay, make sure you are 100% committed, you are passionate. Then that doesn't matter. Even if you look at development, DSA is also overcrowded, development is also overcrowded, full stack is overcrowded, but a lot of people still pursue that, get into that. Similarly is DevOps. Okay. So final, in a nutshell, I can tell you that don't look at the number, number might be huge, but number of people who are really passionate, number of people who are learning, executing things are less, even enough.
Yeah. So try to,
Uh,
whatever you are doing, try to be the best version of yourself.
Yes,
Yes, there'll be a lot of people, there'll be a lot of competition for you, but not everyone will be expert in what they are doing. So
yes,
try to gain a certain level of expertise in what you are doing. Even if you are, no role is small or no role is not good enough for you to make a living out of it. It depends how much you have prepared for the role, how much knowledge you have gained, how much upskilling you have done for that role. So at the end, that depends. So you have to be the best version of yourself so that you'll always be ahead of the market that is there in front of you, right?
well,
perfect.
I have one more question for both of you. Should I?
Yeah, yeah, good.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm seeing that lot of people message me daily on the daily basis on LinkedIn, like they are preparing for DevOps. So basically, they are preparing for the online material.
Hmm.
So which is mostly available like on the AWS. So
Mhm.
but when they go for interview, then company asks them for the like Azure and GCP. So what should they people do? Like they start preferring for Azure as well, or they could stick to the AWS as well.
Stick to one thing. Like if you want to stick to AWS, stick to AWS. If you want to go with Azure, go with Azure. There is plenty of material on Azure as well. Okay, but focus on only one thing. For example, even I have Azure complete playlist. Piyush also has complete Azure play. You have
Yes, yes, yes.
AZ900 playlist on Piyush's channel. There is Azure Zero to Hero on my channel. lot of
Yes,
lot of content is available on Azure also. So follow one thing and pursue that.
Yep. And not just Azure, we have GCP playlists as well. We have Kubernetes, Terraform, and a lot more. It
yeah,
depends how
yeah,
much you want to spend your time on learning and upskilling yourself. Plus, yes, there'll be a situation where you are going for, let's say, you have worked on, and I'm taking this as an example from a beginner's perspective. So let's say you have gained the knowledge of AWS, you have worked with AWS till now, and in the interview they're asking you about Azure experience or GCP, right? So first of all, most
yes.
of the roles that are there in the market for freshers, especially, they would specifically mention like either AWS or Azure or GCP. Like there are very rare cases where they will expect you to have multi-cloud experience or experience in specifically one of the cloud, unless it is a very niche opening. And the second thing is, even if you have AWS experience and they are asking you Azure questions, you can still try to answer them, right? Because cloud computing concepts remains same under the hood, right? A virtual machine will be a virtual machine in any of the cloud. A
Hmm.
virtual private cloud will be a virtual private cloud in any of the cloud, and so on. Firewall rules and everything else, right? Load balancer and everything else.
Exactly.
It's just the name of the services are different. So you can still try to answer those based on what you know. Like when I interviewed for Google, I never really worked on GCP before that, right? But I worked with AWS and Azure, and I told them specifically that I have not worked with GCP, but the concepts are same. So I'll try to frame my answer from that perspective so that I would be able to explain the question that you have asked. At the same time, I will be using the knowledge that I have with the other clouds, and that is acceptable in most of the interviews. So you can try that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
Thank
you
you.
both of you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. Just wanna say, you are both are great personality, which are contributing so much for the community, and I want to just say thank you from all of the community.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
Yeah,
so much,
thank you.
Sunil. It means
Yeah.
a lot. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Okay, so we have let's take this question, Abhishek from Kaushik. How much knowledge
Hmm.
needed for fresher in cloud and DevOps role? I would say, Kaushik, try to be specific with your question. It's not really clear what exactly you want to ask because if you are asking about the knowledge for cloud and DevOps role, there are multiple type of roles in cloud and DevOps, and the questions or the knowledge that they would expect you to have in each of the role varies from one role to another, right? So, what are you targeting? What type of roles like DevOps intern, cloud support, cloud engineer, SRE role, DevOps consultant engineer, and so on. So, it depends on the type
Hmm.
of role, the type of company that you are applying to, and a lot of other factors, right? But
Yeah.
I would say don't think too much about that. Just try to focus on the bare minimum of cloud and DevOps. Try to follow the roadmap that is there in my channel, in Abhishek's channel. Try to do the fundamentals of cloud, try to do the fundamentals of infrastructure, networking, a few DevOps tools, pick one cloud, Docker, Kubernetes, and so on. Like there are a few other things, and try to focus on that. Using that, try to start applying for jobs, try to give interviews, and then you will get to know with your own experience what are they expecting, where are you lagging, where you need more improvement, where you need to focus more on, and you can go from there. Okay,
Perfect.
Abhishek, anything you would like to add?
No, no, just like one thing I'll say is, as a fresher, try to focus more on the fundamentals. Okay, because if I am interviewing a fresher, I would firstly focus on the fundamentals only. I'll start asking, let's say, right from what is your understanding of a container. I would ask, what is container orchestration according to you, or what is the difference between a virtual machine and a container. I'd start from there. So firstly focus on the fundamentals. I'm not saying only that is required, but focus on that point. And then I would go up to creating a Kubernetes cluster, configuring it, etc., etc. But first, fundamentals are very important as a fresher.
Yep, that's true. Thank you, Abhishek. Okay, let's add another guest from the. Okay, Dhruva. Hi, can you hear us?
Hey, hi.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, good evening, everyone. So, yeah, I would like to introduce myself. I'm working as a. I have 2 years of experience as a DevOps engineer. So right now, I'm following the Abhishek's, videos and upgrading my skills and everything. So it's very useful for me. Yeah. Let me turn on my screen. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm very
I guess
thankful
your
to you
audio.
on that step. So in that case, I have a question regarding that. What are the next upcoming? Right now the market is very low, and I'm giving continuously the interviews and everything. So right now, I observe that market is very, I mean, low for the DevOps engineer. And so in that case, what are the next as a DevOps engineer? Which tool that can help to survive in this kind of market situations and everything? I just want to know that.
Are you in India?
Yeah, from Hyderabad
How
only.
how many years experience you have?
Yeah, 2.5.
You said, where are you? In India only, right?
Yeah, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Oh, perfect. So
Yeah.
let me tell you, there are a lot of openings. If you are in India, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you are not getting the interview calls, that means you should improve your profile or optimize your LinkedIn or Naukri, because every week I get response from subscribers that they're getting a lot of interview calls, they're getting placed. So please don't think that market is not good. That's why you are not getting the interview calls. It could be
No, no,
something
I'm
which
getting the calls. Yeah, I'm
is
getting the calls. I given around 15 to yeah, most of the time, yeah, 15 interviews I given.
in the market is good, right?
No, 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 not like that. When I completely open with that HR, he's saying like the position is on hold, and I heard so a lot of, yeah, I heard a lot of this kind of answers from them.
No, see, thing is that if you are getting 15 calls, okay, that itself means the market is good. Maybe,
True. Yeah.
position, HRs might say position is on hold because of two things. One is the position is actually on hold, or, they might put you on hold interviewing someone else. They might be better than you. That is also a situation. Like, recruiters will also be very professional, right? They don't want to tell you that, you are rejected or something. So, I'm not saying that's the only thing, but it could also be that. Uh,
True.
Market is good. Don't
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, if you are
Okay.
getting calls, if you are getting interview calls, if you are getting reached out by a recruiter, that means there is no issues with the market. It just you have to do a little improvement on your side. And sometimes
Hmm.
it happens like what Abhishek mentioned. There could be many other reasons, like sometimes or most of the times, because when company interview for a particular role, they just don't interview a couple of folks, right? They
Hmm.
invite many people for the interview, and based on that they compare the feedback of between all the candidates, all the interviewers, and then they decide which candidate they will be moving forward with, right?
Mm.
So it's not like you are lacking somewhere. Most of the times it's mostly like that there is someone who has more experience than you or more skill level than you, right? But you keep trying, you keep giving interviews, and there'll be a time when you are in that top 4 or 5 candidates, which will be the recruiters one of the best choice. So just wait for the time, keep trying, and don't lose your patience. It's all right. That's all part of the process. Okay.
True. Okay. Thank you for your
Good.
valuable insights. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dhruva.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Okay. Let's take next one. Actually, a lot of people are joining and a lot of questions, but we are trying to answer as soon as possible. So let's take this question, Abhishek.
Yeah,
Does
that's co-
corporate Jenkins pipeline can have more than 300 lines? First of all, I don't like this term, corporate pipeline. I'm not sure why this term is out there, but yeah, what would you like to say?
what is corporate Jenkins pipeline?
Yeah, exactly. My question is.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, are you saying that corporate Jenkins pipeline means a pipeline that is used in a corporation? If I understand that as corporate Jenkins pipeline, how can you say that? How can you say if a Jenkins pipeline is 300 lines or more? The question is like, uh, does Excel fit for every man out there? You know, question is like that. You cannot answer that, right? It's not generalized thing. It depends on company. Like, you might be working in a startup where your Jenkins pipeline might only be 10 lines, or you might be working in a MNC with complicated Jenkins pipeline. Not even complicated, like a scripted Jenkins pipeline, where the person who is writing that scripted Jenkins pipeline might write 500 lines or 1000 lines. In general, if you go with a scripted Jenkins pipeline, it will be of more lines. If you go with a declarative Jenkins pipeline, in general, it will be of less lines. So, don't. I guess what you are thinking is, if the pipeline is more than 300 lines, then the pipeline is complicated. Not always. Okay. Uh, Definitely not always. You might be writing a inefficient pipeline also. So,
Yeah, there is
simple.
no
There's
like
nothing
absolutely
standardized.
well put there, Abhishek. It's not a standard, it's not written in stone that a Jenkins pipeline or any pipeline, any script has to be of this much of line. No, it totally depends on the use case and requirement. Like if your company, if your application for which you are creating the pipeline has a requirement, it can go beyond that. It can go less than that, right? I have personally created pipeline that is more than 1,000 lines of code, right? And I'm talking about, I have written this in a bank, in an international bank, where they are very strict about the best practices, standard compliance and everything. And I have not just created that, along with that there were many wrapper pipelines, there were many wrapper shared libraries along with it. So it totally depends on your use case, your application complexity, and many other factors. So there is no standard that's been laid out. Yes, if you can squeeze your pipeline in less number of codes within applying the same logic and making your code as optimized as possible, then sure, that would be considered as one of the best practice. But that's all about it, nothing more than that.
See, also, Yashwant and everyone, I would like to tell one thing. Never focus on the number of lines. Okay. If you look at a declarative Jenkins pipeline, it's all about you understanding the concept. It can be 10,000 lines also. If you know what is a stage, if you know what is a step, if you know what is the command, let's say git clone, you know what is the command for that, or how do you put that in a declarative pipeline. That's it. Okay. So, don't worry about the number of lines. It's a very wrong way of thinking.
Yep, true. Okay, so thank you once again, Vikas, for another super thanks. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's take another one. Amit is here. Hello, Amit. Thanks for joining. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, hi everyone. In the comment section, whoever is saying hi everyone.
Okay, I'll try to add someone else. Amit,
Yeah,
I guess, is busy. Naga is there. Hello, Naga. Can you hear me? No? Okay. Okay,
How
I'll
to
wait.
join the call? How to join the call? You should see a comment from Piyush
Yeah,
with a
I'll
link.
share it shortly. Let me try to take these many people who are there in the
Yeah.
background, and then I'll share once we have some queue cleared up over here. There are few people already waiting, so I'll share it shortly. Okay. So I guess Naga is also busy. Let me try to add another one. Hello, Teja. Can you hear me?
Are they on mute? Or do you have an option to unmute something?
It's no. They have muted themselves, so I cannot unmute them. Okay. We have Venkat. Let's see if he's able to speak. Hello, Venkat.
Hey Abhishek,
Hi.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, Venkat. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
All good, all good. Thanks for joining. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for joining. It was super sudden. Like all of a sudden, I opened the Telegram app, so I was not even ready to talk to you guys. First of all, kudos to both of you guys for what you're doing for community. Really appreciate you guys, both of you. Uh, I'll
Thank you.
make it quick. I just have one quick question, like, and I want to break this scenario. Like, I want to see, like, is that me, which is thinking like that? Are there are people outside thinking like me? So, for people who have experience around like like, I have experience around like 7 to 8 years of experience.
Mhm.
So, if I'm trying to apply for a job or something like that, my resume will be around like 7 to 8 pages, or like somewhere around like 8 pages or 9 pages. People
Mhm.
come up with a scenario saying like, hey, if you're coming up with a resume around like 7 to 8 pages, people will just throw away the resume in the dumpster. That's what people do. Just make the resume like cut short, like 4 to 5 pages. Maybe that would be really helpful. And people say like, it doesn't matter like how much experience you have, you should put each and everything in your resume and make it like whatever you did. So I mean, like, I'm just juggling between these two things. People say like it should be around like 5 pages. That should be more than good enough. People say just keep everything whatever you did in a damn resume. So just want to know what do you guys suggest about that. That's it.
Okay. Um, okay, I'll
Guys,
take
can you hear me?
this. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
See,
Yes, Abhishek. Yes.
yeah, I'll simply tell you one thing. Okay. Like I want to interview you. Okay. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say you have applied in my company. I mean, in the company that I'm working for, and
Right.
I came across your profile. Let's say. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I will not read your 9 page resume. Any
Right.
chance, any given day, I'll not read your 9 page resume
Right.
because I don't want to. If you are giving me a 9 page resume, like what will we discuss in the interview? Anyways, we'll talk in the interview, right?
Right.
I'll ask you in the interview about any critical challenges that you have faced, or so. My suggestion would be keep your resume to 2 pages, okay? And let's say you want to highlight any achievements, or let's say you want to talk about any projects that you have done. Just create a GitHub page and link your GitHub page in your resume. Say that more details GitHub page.
Mm-hmm.
So as an interviewer, if I like your 2 pages, if I like your highlights, if I like what you have put in the resume, then I'll go and I'll click on that GitHub link. Okay, at least you have some chances. In this case, you have some chances of me reading the entire 9 pages. Otherwise, there is zero chances that anyone would read your 9 page resume, right?
Right.
So keep it simple. Just put your highlights, the critical things that you have done, or any certifications that you have. Put that in 2 pages of your resume, or at the most 3 pages of your resume. Rest all, put a GitHub profile, put everything in that GitHub profile, and just tag the or put the link in the resume.
I mean, that's true. I agree with you on that. So, let's say I work for a company, right? Like, so I did like some stuff out there in the company which I can't upload
Yeah,
out everything out there, right? So, I'm just trying to kind of like get to an what we say a judgmental decision where like hey, let's say for example, if I worked on like Ansible, I did some
Hmm.
deployments, or like I did upgrade a console version from this version to this version. I did upgrade from what automated something like that. I can't put those kind of things in GitHub, right? So that's where like the resume length keeps on adding it from page 1 to page 2, page 2, 3, something like that. So I mean, I know this question might be a little silly or something like that, but yeah, this
No,
question is very fundamental.
no,
No,
no.
no,
See, that's a good question. There is no problem. But what I mean to say is, there is 0% chance of someone reading your 9-page resume.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
just
So,
consider yourself as a recruiter and just
yeah.
think about whether you would read, because the number of resumes that you will be getting on a daily basis
Yes.
for a particular opening, would you read a resume that is 9 page? Like you
Absolutely
are
not.
saying you have 8 years of experience and your resume cannot be squeezed beyond the 7 8 pages whatever you have currently. I have 12 years of experience. My resume is 2 pages. You know, I have worked with almost 7 to 8 companies. I have worked with multiple roles, multiple projects, multiple
Mhm.
clients. And the idea is you don't put everything in your resume. You don't put every single task that you do day by day. Put the
Mhm.
tasks that have some value. Put the task that matches with the job description, or that is important enough that someone would expect from an 8-year experienced guy. You know,
Mhm.
just let's say running a pipeline or doing upgrade or executing some playbooks, even a fresher can do that. So do you think you should be adding that in your resume? No, you should be adding the task that is important enough that would justify your years of experience.
Mhm.
Okay,
Perfect. Yeah.
try to do that. Try to merge few points together. Try to eliminate that has less importance when it comes
Yes.
to job search. Do some filtering and try to make it short, as short as possible.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. The reason why I was putting out the question out there, like right now in the US job market, right? Like the people are in a way, recruiters are like, if you are coming up with a short resume with an years of that much of years experience, like they're like, dude, you have 8 years of experience, and how come you have just like 2 pages of resume? And all they do is the recruiters, they just take a keyword. Like let's say for example, if they're hiring out for a job role like Jenkins or something like that, they just do a control F and they see if the Jenkins word itself is there in your Word document or not. If not, that's it. They'll just throw the resume in the dumpster, even though if you have that work experience, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, like
Mhm.
this question will be really, I thought, might be helpful for a lot of folks who are looking out for the job market in the US. So
Yes, definitely. Try to add as much as keyword as possible, but it has to be relevant to the point that you are trying to make. Don't just spam your own resume with unnecessary keywords, but at the same time try to keep it concise. Try to keep it to the point that have some value.
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And one last question to you, Abhishek, sir. Is there where like you are planning to start a zero to hero course on HashiCorp Vault or any of the HashiCorp products? I mean,
We have Terraform, right?
uh, yeah, we had Terraform. Like anything on Vault or console?
Um, yeah, haven't thought about that. So for now, haven't thought about that. But sure, if I get some time, I
Yeah, sure,
will.
sure. I mean, yeah, just I'm trying to understand.
Also, like one thing I can tell you is, if you are worried about GitHub being public, you can create a gist file, GIST, and only if you share that link with someone, they can only see that. Otherwise, it's not public. Okay.
All right. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, guys. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
Venkat.
it.
Thanks.
Piyush bhai,
Mhm.
can we take a question on ATS? Because I
Mhm.
have something to
Sure,
explain
sure.
about
Let me see where it is.
like the latest comment, I guess.
Okay, let me scroll down. Does this one? Does
Any-
resume ATS score affect the probability of getting selected? Okay,
yeah.
Piyush.
So actually, I also had a lot of questions about ATS because many people were asking about it. So one thing I want to tell through this live stream, I think it will be very helpful for everyone, is I was talking to a recruiter to understand about ATS and how companies do that.
Mhm.
Actually, how ATS works. So one interesting thing that I've understood is, general perception is that companies will have something called ATS, where if I apply for that company, this ATS software, only if you have a ATS friendly resume, it will automatically understand the resume, look for the keywords, and it will filter out that if this profile works for me or not works for me. Right? This is the general understanding, that only if I have a ATS friendly resume, then the ATS software will shortlist my profile, and it will then forward that to the technical panel. Otherwise, ATS will reject my profile.
Mhm.
This is a general perception. But the thing is that such ATS softwares are extremely expensive, and such ATS softwares are also not that efficient. The what do you say, that the accuracy of such ATS softwares is not 100%. So many companies, 95% of the companies don't use such things for ATS. What usually happens is that when you are applying, most likely your profile is going to a recruiter itself. So why do they use ATS as a software is that, now let's say recruiter likes your profile and they want to send it to the technical panel. Every company will have a profile that they have to fill, right? If you are not filling, if you are sending it to the recruiter has to take your profile and fill it. For example, Google has a specific careers page where recruiter has to go to that Google's career page, fill all those details, then it goes to the manager or the technical panel. Now, if recruiter has to do that for 100 profiles, let's say I'm a recruiter, I like 100 profiles, technically impossible. Okay, I cannot do that. So this is where they use the ATS software. So what ATS software can do is, if recruiter says I like this profile, they go to the ATS software, upload this profile onto the ATS. ATS will read few things from your profile, such as what is your name, what is your experience, what is XYZ, and then it will update those details on the Google's career page. If something is missing, then recruiter will again go to your profile, resume, take that and upload it on that. This is how ATS is used most of the times, and this is what I learned talking with that recruiter. So don't think that if you don't have a ATS friendly resume, or a lot of people are also buying ATS friendly resumes. I mean, please don't do that. Nothing. There is no necessity. You can create a simple plain resume from Google Doc. It is ATS friendly because ATS software can parse through your resume and fill the required details.
Correct. That's very well explained, Abhishek. Actually, it covered a lot of point, and I totally agree with that. Sometimes we worry too much about our resume not being ATS friendly or it has a low ATS score. But trust me, if you talk to an experienced guy who has more than 10 years of experience in the industry, they never really cared about ATS. I never really cared about ATS. I never checked the ATS score of my resume, what it is. The
Yeah.
only thing is you have to keep your resume simple. You don't add a lot of elements, just try to add heading, subheading, try to be consistent with the font size, font color. Try to keep it as simple as possible, and that's more than enough. Don't add
Yes.
unnecessary details to it. Don't add the details that are not relevant for the job. For example, I see many people add extracurricular activities like playing cricket, watching football, and playing video games. That is not relevant to the job that you are applying, so don't put all those details. And that's it. Yeah, just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Things are not complicated, we make it complicated, by listening to so many things, by looking at so many posts that are there over LinkedIn. I see multiple times there is someone who is sharing a resume template over LinkedIn, and saying that this resume template has 90% plus ATS score, and it helped me got into these companies. And most of the times those people never really worked on a company. Those mostly are student or something like that, because they just want to uh, make their post viral, and that's all about it. So don't worry about it too much. Just try to keep it simple. Try to incorporate all the suggestions that Abhishek also mentioned, and that's all about it. Cool. And yes, Mohan, Murli, around the same thing that we have just discussed. Keep it simple. No, like if you want template, I have shared one template in one of my videos, but you can also create the template by yourself. It's not, it has to be generated by some software, or there is nothing fancy about it. Just keep it simple. That's the only thing. Okay. So we have Nitesh. Hello, Nitesh. How are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, can you hear us? Okay. Let's let's take another question then. I have scrolled down to very last of the chat. So let me go back. Okay, here we were. Okay, so we were over this question. Abhishek, this is for you. Pramod is saying that he's been learning from your Zero to Hero playlist and it helped him crack. Oh, will it help me to crack interview for cloud engineering or is it made exclusively for DevOps? Yeah,
Cloud.
Pramod, funny thing, Abhishek, Pramod reached out to me over Twitter and he asked me the same question about your playlist. And I was like, how can I answer something that was created by Abhishek? But I tried my best to reply
Uh,
him, but you can take it forward from there.
okay, like, will it clear the, see, DevOps is foundation for cloud, right? Like, if I don't understand what is Kubernetes, how will I know what is EKS? Of course, I will know, like, I will know, click a button here, click a button here, click a button here, and I'll have a EKS cluster. But what is the purpose of it? I have a EKS cluster, but you know nothing about it. I know how to create a EC2 instance. Click a button here, 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 but I don't know what is virtual machine. I don't know what is virtualization. Honestly, if you don't know what is DevOps, there is no point of learning what is cloud or becoming a cloud engineer. You will not know what is the concept of storage. You will not know what is the concept of Kubernetes, but yet create a EKS cluster. You will not know what is how to write Python, but you will still write a Lambda function. So don't do that. I think it's a very wrong approach. If you don't know DevOps, don't go for cloud. If you don't know what is data engineering, how it works, don't become a cloud data engineer or whatever you would like to call it. So that's my thing.
Cool. Okay. I hope Pramod you got your answer. Okay. Vivek, thank you for your challenge. You're very welcome, Vivek. Uh, Thank you, Guru, for calling us legend. Yeah, Yogesh is saying, could you please make a video on New Relic? I mean, if we get enough requests, then why not? But it'll be impossible to create video on every single topic or every single tool that is out there. But yeah, definitely. What do you say, Abhishek, on this?
Yeah. See, I think if you know the fundamentals of monitoring, observability, and if you know Prometheus, I think New Relic is not difficult,
Yeah, it's
right?
just one of the same tool that does the same thing. So if you know Prometheus, Grafana, and that's more than enough. You can learn any tool by just spending few hours on it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Nayum is saying start GCP series. Nayum, I already have a GCP series on my channel.
Yeah.
It's called Namaste Google Cloud. So check it out. It's from the perspective of beginner and it covers the entire course of GCP Associate Cloud Engineer certification. It has 22 videos, I suppose. So check it out. And yes, in the future, I'll also be creating more. I'm not sure about Abhishek, whether he has any plans for GCP, but I'll be creating more videos.
Perfect.
Cool. Mohammad Aklam Hussain, both DevOps OG in a single frame. Thank you. Thank you so much. Pawan, your CK series is wonderful. Thank you, Pawan. I'm glad you're finding it helpful. I see is any opening for on DevOps engineer for fresher. I mean, I don't have a company and I'm not hiring anyone. I'm not sure about Abhishek.
No, there are openings for freshers. Yeah, I will say that in a single line. Yes, there are openings for DevOps engineers and fresher. If you want to know more, there are many videos on the channel. Recently, I did a podcast with multiple freshers as well. Like I've invited 6 freshers and we did a round chair. So watch that video. You will understand how freshers are getting into DevOps. All of them are freshers, purely with 0 years of experience. So if they can do it, you can also do it.
Yep. Definitely, Abhishek. There are people that are spreading this misinformation across all the social media platform that DevOps role is not for fresher, but that is not true. So check it out. Check it out yourself. Talk to the people who have achieved those things. There are many people like Abhishek mentioned on his channel who are fresher yet they were able to secure a good DevOps intern role, DevOps engineer roles, and so on. I personally know many people who have done the
Yeah,
same, and we are just talking about the recent time, not talking about few years back or something, right?
yeah.
So
There are some people who don't want to come onto the podcast as well. Like I know a fresher who is very close, and I like I was just like any other subscriber. I was also talking to them, and
Mhm.
recently they got placed with 12 LPA, 12 lakhs per annum. I mean, I did not post that because they were not interested. Absolutely fine, but just to let you know, it's possible.
Yes, definitely. Okay, started learning with Abhishek's DevOps roadmap. I felt it was too late. How long did it take to me? It would take for me to finish the date roadmap, Abhishek.
Maybe 3 to 4 months,
Yep. Okay, and it's
and
never too late. Like whenever you start, that's the right time. It's never too late.
yeah, yeah. I started content creation 2 years back. There were like a lot of content creators already, so it's never too late. Like you said,
Yeah.
you can still do it.
Yep. Cool. Hey Piyush, I forked your Docker sample repo and implemented CI/CD on top of that. What are your thoughts on what more should I add? You can add a lot of things, Deepak. That's just the beginning. As a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, we don't have to focus uh, much on the application code itself. Rather, we focus more on CI/CD, observability, hosting application, scalability, high availability, disaster recovery, backup, and all these concepts. So see what else you can do. You said you have created CI/CD on top of that. See if you can expand your CI/CD pipeline to add more stages to it, like your container scanning, your code vulnerability check, your static code analysis. You can add some test cases to it, and then you can provision the infrastructure using infrastructure as a code tool such as Terraform. With the single application, you can actually complete the entire DevOps lifecycle. And I believe Abhishek recently created a video for it, right? DevOpsified a project. And
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, Abhishek, it's around the same concept. Like you take
yeah,
a project, it can be a simple project, and you build the entire
yeah,
DevOps ecosystem around it.
yeah. That's the thing. That's why I call it DevOpsify.
Yeah.
And there are many such things on the channel. Like you said, there is one on Piyu's channel. There is one on my channel. So just take that. If you want to add monitoring, just add. If you want to add, one more thing like Docker Scout, just add to it. That's it.
Yep. Cool. Can you perform any Monstag application entire CI/CD with Kubernetes as well? I believe it will be there on your channel already, Abhishek.
No, we will upload this week.
Okay.
It's DevOpsified Part 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just did record this video
Oh,
today.
the one that you did with Aman, right?
Yes, yes, it's a
Okay.
one stack application. It will go live sometime this week.
Okay.
It's bigger and better. Watch it.
Yeah. So there you go, Babu. Abhishek, I tried to reach out to you on LinkedIn. Please tell me how I can connect with you. It's really important.
Yeah. So I'm officially spammed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's hard to reply to every single
yeah,
message, and like every single message is important from someone
yeah.
who's trying to help others. So
Sorry,
have some
Safdar.
patience.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll try to look at that. Because I was getting a lot of requests on LinkedIn and through the email. I'm trying whenever I have time. I'm trying to go through the previous messages also. So yeah, because you have commented, I'll just try to remember Safdar Hussain. I'll get back to you on LinkedIn. See what was your question.
Awesome. Bhaskar is asking, will you be able to share the recording for tomorrow's masterclass as the seats are limited, not able to book the session?
Okay. So see, the thing is, that's one video I could not do on YouTube because there are some things I cannot explain on YouTube, and especially I've mentioned that is about how to tackle real things like resume building, showing your experience in the resume. So just trying to be very honest, and I cannot talk something on YouTube, especially on my channel. I cannot discuss few things because of some restrictions. So that's why we are doing that live session. I'll not be uploading it on YouTube. I'll strictly put it there. In future, I'll do one more webinar. Then you can join. If you miss this one, you can join the next one.
Okay, cool. Usma Tanoli, hi Piyush. I'm sharing my progress on the CK course and also writing articles on LinkedIn. The feedback has been amazing. I'm glad that you found this way. And with just sharing your learning in public on a regular basis, it helps you with that consistency as well, that you think
Yes.
that you have been lacking for quite some time. Now that you are getting the feedback, now that people are commenting on your posts or your blogs, it's there in your mind somewhere, then that yes, I have to do it tomorrow as well, I have to do it day after tomorrow as well. So it helps
Hmm.
with that consistency as well. And if you keep doing that, you will not just learning some things, you are also sharing with others. Other people are getting motivated from your initiative. So try to think it that way. It's a win-win for everyone, and at the
Yeah.
end you are learning something out of it. It will be definitely helpful for you. And thank you for sharing your feedback, and I'm glad it was helpful.
See, whatever Piyush and I are doing are also like learning in public. Like when we are making a video, it's not that we just sit, like, I just get up from my work, come here, start recording a 1 hour video. Not possible. I might be in DevOps or Piyush might be in Google. Still, without revising things, we cannot make video. So if I'm making a video, let's say even a simple thing like last video I made on GPU, as simple as what is GPU, how is it different from CPU, uh, like what is something called CUDA. Even I had to revise my understanding. Just think how to put that. Same thing you are doing. You are doing on LinkedIn. We are doing on YouTube. That's it.
Yep, definitely. Okay, Sudha is asking, what is the future of DevOps and data engineers? Can you please help me with this question? I am totally confused which one to choose.
Um, Future of DevOps and data engineering. I think both of them are very good because looking at the advancement of ML, AI, data engineers definitely have bright future. No question about it. Data scientists, data engineers, they are all going to see a lot of jobs definitely. And DevOps, we all know, they're totally different. Like DevOps is completely a different stream. It's like comparing apple and an orange. You cannot do that. Like you can probably compare a good apple with a bad apple, but not apple with an orange. So DevOps is like an apple, data engineering is like an orange. Both are very good in taste. Both of them will taste good. So it's up to you, whatever you like. If you like Python, SQL, dashboarding like Tableau, doing things on MS Excel, then data engineering is your cup of tea. If you like automation, if you like configuration, if you like infrastructure management, something like that, DevOps is your stream.
Cool. Thank you, Abhishek, for sharing it. Actually, a lot of people are asking, how do we get connected to the stream or the call? Actually, there are a lot of pending messages already that we have to answer. Plus, Abhishek has to leave in some time, so we are trying to cover as much as possible questions from here, and it will
Yeah,
be faster over here. So, if you have any question, put there in the chat, and we'll try to answer those. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
We can also do part two, no problem. Please,
yep,
bye.
definitely. We can keep doing it. That's not an issue.
Yeah,
Okay, Nutan is asking, I'm a support engineer working to change the domain to cloud DevOps. I had career gap of 1 year, started to work as support engineer. Kindly suggest me a way to start and switch. Abhishek, do you like to say something about it, and I'll add on top of it?
I'm a support engineer working to change the domain to cloud Java. Have a career gap of 1 year. Start working as support engineer. Kind of like, see, there is no change in the roadmap for you also. Like, if you want to become a DevOps engineer, things are same, right? You need to just follow the same fundamentals. You need to follow the same basics. You need to understand the same things. Even an experienced engineer is doing. Just that you have 1 year career gap, so you will get less number of opportunities compared to the regular ones. So just make sure that with the limited number of opportunities that you are getting, you are in a position to crack that. So practice more, spend more time in practical learning. Rest the roadmap is same.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. And like, you don't have to, really worry about either the gap, or you don't have to worry about you being as a support engineer. In fact, you have a few advantages now that you are working as a support engineer for past few years. You must be already good with Linux administration. You must be good with troubleshooting, with the networking concepts, and all the concepts that are the basic foundation of DevOps or cloud role. So you have already covered all of these, and you don't have to worry about those things. Now you can just focus on DevOps processes, tools, cloud, try to do a certification if you can, and try to build some good hands-on project and upload that in your GitHub repository. That should be a good start. So try to do that and see what challenges are you facing after that. Either you're not getting interview calls, or if you are getting interview calls, whether you're not able to justify your gap or experience, or you're not able to answer any particular type of questions. So try to work on that. Try to get that real time feedback by giving the actual interviews, and then you will find yourself in a good position, right? And feel free to reach out after that if you still have any doubts. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I guess that's almost the same question, right? The one that we
Yeah,
answered.
let's take something else so that we
Yeah.
can answer more. Any other question?
Okay. So what should be the areas that I need to focus on? Which cloud platform are booming now? Okay, Hemant, I can take the answer for this. So I have
Hmm.
also created a video about it, like, because as a fresher, as a beginner, or someone who is trying to transition from a different role into cloud and DevOps, they are confused about which cloud to pick as their first cloud, or which cloud they should focus on. So
Hmm.
my take on this is very simple. There are few steps that you have to follow. First is the number of openings in the market. Do a quick LinkedIn search. Type AWS and filter it by your location. Type GCP, filter it by location, and do the same for Azure, and see which cloud has the maximum number of openings in the market. Because the number of opening in the market, the higher the number, higher are your chances of getting a job. Higher
Hmm.
are your chances of getting an interview call out of one of those. So that would be the first area from where you can start. Second
Hmm.
is, see if you have an opportunity to work with any of the cloud in your existing company or not. Let's say you are working on a project and you're not working on cloud specifically, but you have some association with the team that is working on the cloud. Try to see if you can move internally within the same company by doing some networking, making some connections, and see if they are hiring for someone. Because moving into any role within the same company is comparatively easier than moving outside to a whole new different role. Try to see that. And that was the second point. Third is, see if you can utilize any of the cloud as your hands-on learning experience. There are definitely a lot of free resources available, but many a times, these cloud providers, they provide free learning, free certification vouchers. Try to see if there is something available at that moment. For example, GCP has this program called Get Certified or Get Into Cloud.
Hmm.
So every quarter, they open this program, and anyone can join, anyone can register for that program. And based on the number of applications that they got, they start a cohort based learning program for a 10-week training. They provide the training, and then they provide the certification voucher as well. So everything is free of cost. Try to see if you are getting any such learning opportunity through which you can learn as well as get yourself certified without paying anything out of your pocket. So these are the few things. I have discussed a few other things as well in the video, so try to look at that in my channel, and you will get a good idea about it, which cloud platform to choose. Abhishek, anything you would like to add?
No. I think you summed it up well. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Piyush bhai,
Okay,
let's
have to
can we
leave.
take two more? Yeah, we will take two more questions, and
Okay,
then I will have to leave.
sure.
So
Any specific question that you would like to
no, no,
take?
no, no. I think you can pick anything.
Okay. So let's take this question about open source contribution. I guess you have been an active open source contributor for quite many years, and I don't think there'll be anyone better than you explaining this question. So yeah, Abhishek.
Yeah. Aditya, I also have a video on this channel, but I can quickly take it up because a lot of people are also watching this stream. So, see, as a newbie to DevOps, how do I find the right project opportunity to contribute? Opportunity, like, you need to take that opportunity. What is the right project? Okay. So, simply, there are hundreds of open source projects. Okay. If I have to find the right one, first thing, understand which domain you are interested in. Let's say I am interested in the monitoring domain. Okay, and my skill set is Go programming language. Okay, just go to GitHub, filter by number of stars. Like if you go to GitHub advanced search, select the keyword as monitoring, programming language as Golang. Okay, in the GitHub advanced search, you will immediately get multiple projects, open source projects on GitHub. Filter by number of stars, which is having more number of stars. That itself means that the project is popular. So you'll get Prometheus, you will get other options which are open source, right? So then just go there, and that is the right one for you. Let's say my interest is OIDC, authentication and authorization. Again, if you do the same thing, you will get DEX as the popular option. Okay, the same thing if you do. Then DEX is the right project that you want to contribute. Let's say Java is your programming language that you are interested. You will get Keycloak. That means Keycloak is your interested option. So let's say you search for CD and you put Go as your programming language. You will get Argo and Flux. So that means that are the projects that you are interested in. That's it. As simple as that. And coming to the opportunity, just go to that project. If you look at the documentation of that project, they will give you contribution office hours meetings. That means where any contributor, either they are actively contributing or not contributing, they can just go to that meetings, attend that meetings, and they will tell you that we are looking for help on this particular issue. If you are interested, you can contribute. That's it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Abhishek, for explaining this beautifully. Maresh is asking, each company is expecting a lot of tool like K's, Terraform, Cloud, CI/CD, GitOps. How to remember these things? So Maresh, first you see this thing. These are not the alternative tools that are equivalent to each other. We talk about cloud, that's a separate thing. CI/CD separate thing. GitOps, Terraform, K's. All of these are separate things that solves a particular issue, that serves a particular purpose. You don't have to learn every tool that is there in the market, but you have to learn at least one that is specific to solving one specific problem. Like for infrastructure as a code, you have to learn one tool. It could be Terraform, it could be Pulumi, it could be anything else, but at least one. For containerization, Docker, and to maintain Docker, let's say Kubernetes. For CI/CD, you can learn Jenkins, Azure DevOps, GitHub Action, or any similar tool than that. But you cannot replace, Terraform with, let's say, cloud, or Terraform with Kubernetes. They both serves a totally different purpose. And as a DevOps engineer, you should know. So if you follow the roadmap that is there for the DevOps, for every single tool is dedicated to a particular domain or a particular area. And yes, you should be knowing that at least. At least
Yeah.
one tool is, at least, this is the bare minimum. If you think like DevOps is just about CI/CD or just about one single tool, then it would be a piece of cake for everyone to crack. Everyone who just spend a few hours or few weeks learning a single tool would become a DevOps engineer, and there would be no value of this role then, right? The reason why this role is emerging, because there is a lot to learn, a lot to implement, a lot to showcase. And as part of the roles and responsibility of DevOps engineer, you have to perform a lot of tasks in when you join a company. So I mean, that's the bare minimum that you should be doing.
Perfect. Well put.
Okay,
Uh,
Abhishek, should we take the last
yeah,
question, or you are?
we'll take this last question, and
Okay,
then I'll.
okay.
Hello, DevOps hero. Nowadays, thanks to you all, DevOps tools course are available YouTube. Okay, how to know scenario based, industry grade, complex projects experience. Okay, I recently made a video on this one as well. See, very simple, very straightforward. Let's say even the other person asking, Piyush, there is a video on Docker samples on your channel. Now, what can I add more? Your question is exactly same. Okay, recently I made DevOpsified project that was on a Golang application. I wrote the Golang code, and I have performed the DevOpsification of the entire project. Now, as simple as how do you complicate that project? There are n number of open source examples. Like in the recent video, I did 10 open source complex projects that you can use for your DevOps learning. I'll give you one example. Like Istio has book info application. Okay, if you go and search for Istio book info, you'll get that application. Or if you go to Open Telemetry demo application, I think super complicated. Like even in some companies, they'll not use such complicated example. They have a fake load generator. They have a load balancer. They have I think they even have something for kiosks. So there are so many examples. Take Abhishek's example. Use that complicated project. Do it entirely by yourself. You will gain more than required industry experience.
Yep, definitely. And just the only thing that we would like to add over here is don't just learn by the project. Don't just watch videos or don't just clone the repo and implement it. Try to understand each and every step. Try to think what else you can do on top of what's already been done. Try to troubleshoot the issues that you are facing. Try to fix it, and then you will learn a lot. And make sure you implement that by your own, and don't just
Yes.
think that you're following along the video and you've got everything, you've got a good understanding and you will be able to explain that. No, you need to create an artifact for yourself as well that you can attach to your resume or your GitHub profile. And when you try to implement it by yourself, you will face a lot of issues. You will try to fix those, and then you will do some research by your own, how to fix that, what that error means, how to solve that error, and then you'll read a lot about it. And then the actual learning starts. So try to implement those things as well. Okay, I guess that was good enough. That was good session. Thank you so much, Abhishek. And I'm sure
Thank you.
everyone who is watching this video had gain something out of it. It was valuable, and thank you so much for everyone who joined and shared their donation to this amazing cause. So I really appreciate everyone's help, and thank you so much. We'll talk you soon, and if you have any questions, you can leave in the live stream once it is published, and we'll try to answer those. Okay. So thank you
Perfect.
so much, and thank you so much, Abhishek. We'll talk soon.
Thank you,
Take care.
Piyush.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, I have to leave.
No, no, no,
So
that's okay.
yeah,
That's all part of it. That's
yeah.
totally fine. Yeah, totally understand.
So thank you, everyone. Great, you have also participated in a great cause. So I hope we will do much more. Whatever is in our hands, I'll also try to do as much as I can.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Piyush. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thanks
Bye
everyone.
bye.